All right, welcome back for Organisms 4. This demo is Defense by Design. Defense by Design. So we're talking about animal defenses. This comes from the AIMS Concerning Critters PDF. It's got a great little book for students called Animal Defenses. It's one of the foldable books. This is actually a 2-page book, which is a little more complicated to put together. It talks about different adaptations that animals have to be able to defend themselves. For example, teeth, claws, quills, hard shells, strong tails, body coverings, antlers. And you may, to begin this lesson, you could ask students to suggest those things to you before you ever brought it up or showed them the book. What are some of the things that animals have on their bodies to help protect themselves from predators? And they're going to give you a lot of those answers already themselves from their prior knowledge. To set up for Defense by Design, what you want to have is a set of cards that you're going to give out to students. So if this is a everybody by themselves activity, you're going to need 20 envelopes. Let's say you have 20 students. You need 20 envelopes with ready-made defenses inside. Now, they're not all going to be the same. In the resources in the lesson, you're going to have 6 different defenses that they could possibly be receiving. You don't want to put just one in the envelope, but you don't want to do more than 3. So maybe this kid gets 2 in his envelope. Again, they're random. It might be horns and teeth. The next kid might get quills, claws, and horns in their envelope. So it's kind of a surprise what they're going to get. The reason this is called Defense by Design is that they're going to design an animal that matches the defenses in their envelope. So again, every student, if everyone's doing their own animal, will end up with something different, a different combination of defenses at least. So if you don't want 20 students making this all alone, you could certainly do it by partners. Then you'd only need 10 envelopes, 1 per 2 kids, or maybe a table group is making them and so forth. You can reduce it that way. The other thing you want to have ready are the materials. So for every student, you're going to tell them that the body of their animal will begin as a large marshmallow. Inexpensive. You're going to remind them not to eat the marshmallows. You're going to tell them that hundreds of kids have touched these marshmallows. That will deter them from licking them or trying to eat them. They're going to ask you, can I eat them at the end? Oh, no, no, no. There's going to be far too many defenses on that animal for you to safely eat the animal when it's done. But if you're good, maybe you'll bring them, marshmallows on Friday instead. So 1 large marshmallow for the body. They're going to have access to many marshmallows. Maybe these will become parts of the head or parts of the tail or parts of the back, other parts of the body. You want to have plenty of those available for the students who are making them. You want chenille sticks or pipe cleaners, I call them. We've got tons of these laying around our school. Maybe you do too. I will say that the hardest part about using this is cutting the pipe cleaner or chenille stick, but the teacher scissors will work really well for students. You just might want to help with that. We used to use friction, heat them up to be able to break those. I remember as a kid, you don't want to spend the time doing that. So it could even be a good idea for you to, before you started this, to cut some of various size and have them on the tray already. That way they're not begging you or hurting themselves trying to cut them smaller. Chenille sticks, marshmallows, toothpicks, plain toothpicks, colored toothpicks, the square, the round, it doesn't really matter. And toothpicks are actually really easily to snap in half anyway for kids. So if they want to shorten the toothpick, you're going to see some examples in a minute that my own kids, not my students, but my kids at home made so that I could show this to you today. And they just, and one's in 1st grade, and he just snapped those very easily. Your kids can too. So toothpicks. Tacky glue. You're getting tacky glue. It's the best. If you've not used it before, it's fantastic because the glue stick is not going to cut it for these marshmallows. And you definitely don't want to be busting out the hot glue gun for this activity either. So trust me when I tell you, the tacky glue is the way to go. And if you're lucky, you can find this at Dollar Tree when they get them in stock for $1. And sometimes they're even the bigger bottles than this. So stock up on tacky glue. Is it okay to have other materials available? Sure, if you want little pom-poms or you want buttons or whatever you've got in your junk drawers or closet at school, You don't necessarily have to limit it to just these materials, but leave that up to you. So a variety of materials to build their animals with, but maintain that the body of the animal, has to be the large marshmallow. Okay, so let's say that we decided that all 20 kids were going to make their own animal. You're also going to need these little tent cards, one per animal. So if in the case of making 20 of them, each child's going to make their own, you would need 1 through 20 of these cards ready. Once they design their animal, the reason that card's important is because it will stand on the table or desk where the animal is, so that when the kids eventually go around and start using their record sheet, their recording sheet, their data sheet, they'll be able to match it to a number. So animal 1, I'll show you an example of the sheet. It says the animal's number, so they put a 1. Here'd be animal number 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, 6, however many sheets you're going to need. If you're not letting every child make their own, of course you would need less of these to be able to get around the room. Now, after they make their animal, so let me just show you an example. This little guy here, I'll show you. I'm sure you can guess he had 2 cards in the envelope, and his cards were antlers. Oh, his antlers are very heavy for the marshmallow, and teeth. I don't know if you can see his ginormous teeth at the front there. So antlers and teeth were the main defenses for this animal. You're going to have your students ask, well, can I make horns and the tail and everything? No, but just what's in your envelope. That's important, because when all the kids are finished making theirs, they're going to go around and write down. I think animal 1 had not claws, I don't see any. Horns or antlers? Yes, I'm going to check that. Teeth? Oh yeah, check that. Quills or spikes? No. Hard shell body cut? No. And a tail? No tail at all. Gone. All right, so they're going to be checking off the defenses that they think the designer had in mind. And every animal, and this was my 7-year-old. I don't know, that's a strange tail. I think he was going armadillo at the back there, I'm not sure. Every animal will end up looking very different. And that's the fun part, going around and trying to see what they were trying to design, what they were coming up with. Make sure you save some time at the end to let them share. Animal 1, we think you were going with claws and teeth. Is that true? And let the designer go ahead and share what they thought and what they planned. All right, that's defense by design. Hope you enjoy it.